Welcome back, Onmyojis, as this is ASEC Southeast Asia Regional Championship here. Of course, this is the third and final game between MEHEXA versus Dukes, as this is the third placing match. After the third placing match, we will proceed to the grand finals. And of course, that's going to be Kimi Tomodachi playing later on alongside with Not Now. But right now, we talk about all these Vampira bands here, and this may just open up another Ibaraki Doji over the top lane here, but they need to care about some of these bands being picked up. Oh, looks like Kusa will be taken away. I'm not sure. We haven't seen Kusa for a while now, so Kusa ban, definitely Kusa's really annoying to deal against. So having one last option, they're just trying to open up more bans, but they will eventually go with something really safe. Now, Realman being taken away, and this is going to be another I1 pick going over on the hands of MEHEXA. You can see that Inugami is being opened up. Will they actually play Inugami for Dukes? So, this is going to be Yoko being locked in alongside with another round of Hanya. So, Hanya is going to be another popular pick going over on the side of the end of Team Dukes as well as Hexa. So Hexa last round, they had it running really well with the Hanya pick, and eventually having this pick stolen away, they might trade it for the Ibaraki Doji or even something else coming into play. Kingyo, will this be a mid lane or a support? As we saw in the previous match that Omelette Owen was playing Chin in the jungle. This is going to be about the same pick, as you see that there is Barry being picked up as well as Subdue, not actually coming off yet. So we'll see. That's going to be really good if they could just get this Itsumade being locked in there, but they want to opt for Ichimokurin as well. So two really strong picks there, providing a lot of safety for Miyuki when she dives into all of these battles. So this is kind of like an all-in or nothing for the side of Dukes. They want this game. They want to be crowned as the third best from Southeast Asia. So does MEHEXA though, as they go in for the Kubinashi pick as well as Satori. We saw in a game where Satori was being played. Satori is just insanely tanky as well as pretty painful to deal against with. So that last pick coming in from Fly, are they going to go in for this one, as they will eventually lock in? Oh, this is going to be a first coming in from Fly, as this is an Ananra being brought on the table. So Ananra is a really unique Shikigami. She summons a whole lot of gold into some of these fights, as well as when she drops real low, when it comes to 20% health, she will turn invisible and pops out a clone. So that's second chance at life for her to escape. So let's slowly, of course, get ourselves a little bit more excited, as this will be the conclusion of your third placing matchup here. I want you guys to vote. Will it be MEHEXA, or will they actually come out on top for the side of Team Dukes? Scream it out if you want. Share it on your Facebook. Share it all over on Twitch if you like to as well. Anywhere. Your cat, your mom, your dog. On top for the side of Team Dukes. Scream it out if you want. Share it on your Facebook. Share it all over on Twitch if you like. Now, going into this matchup here, it's all about the early game once more. But we tend to see the recent games being played out apparently slower in terms of pace, but between these two teams, they just want to fight it out all the time. So Dukes there knows how to go in for engages, but sometimes getting caught out in really difficult situations when they do so. And that's the thing about some of these teams here, they need to be very careful of every sometimes getting caught up in really difficult situations when they do so. And that's the thing about some of these teams here, they need to be very careful of sometimes getting caught up in really difficult situations when they do so. And that's the thing about some of these teams here, they need to be very careful of sometimes getting caught up in really difficult situations when they do so. And the thing about some of these teams here, they need to be very careful of sometimes getting caught up in really difficult situations when they do so. And the thing about some of these teams here, they need to be very careful of sometimes getting caught up in really difficult situations when they do so. And the thing about some of these teams here, they is kind of struggling here versus some of these really painful picks coming in, and we saw that Snake being picked out there a couple of times from the teams, but of course Kyohime, well, that's not my apologies, that's Ananra, as I mentioned earlier on. Ananra does have a lot of these goals that she can pop out there with Irritable Spirit, which can slow the enemies as well as burst them. And of course, she'll have to wait for level 6 for that to happen, as First Blood is already given away, and it's going to be over on the hands of its Made over our top lane. And top lane is getting chunked down to half HP, with some of these Ananra doing a little bit of roam, stopping some of these members from the side of MEHEXA to actually proceed to defend this one. So this will be first turret goal going over on the side of Dukes. A lot of members from the side of Dukes calling for a little bit of backup here. Himejin out of position, will be able to run back to the turret with pretty much at ease. So Omelet Owen knows that that's gonna be a miss. Just gonna be backing up for a little bit. Now, a little bit of vision being secured there. Himejin getting a stun off over onto Miyuki. Miyuki won't be bothered at all. 35 seconds or so. You can see that the Kraken will be spawned. And of course, everybody wants to unleash the Kraken. And now, all these members are just heading over the bot side. They want the second turret, and I think that this is going to be a really good dive with Fly coming in, as well as Miyuki just hitting in first as he picks up one kill over onto both the support as well as the marksman. Now, with 5 members, I don't think that the side of M8 can actually stand a chance to even contest for this Kraken here, but this might be a chance if they should actually give it a go, because all these members are falling really low from the side of Dukes. Perhaps they should go in for a try, as Miyuki dropping over under 20% health, and does not look good at all for the side of Hexa, as the side of the side of Dukes has already sealed the Kraken, and now you can see all these push coming in from the side of Hanya. Will have to get one member from the side of MEHEXA to be sent up above. A little bit of a report of a missing Shikigami here, but oh, look at that damage going over on the side of Himejin, but BBP will fall over on the side of Chin, and that's a little bit too hasty coming in from the side of Dukes. Dukes now has the advantage in terms of damage as well as numbers over in the mid lane here. They're going in for a dive. I'm not sure if that's the best option here, but Kraken possibly being spawned out, as Kingu will be able to back away. And now all these reinforcements are being called upon, as the marksman is slowly getting a little bit more gold over in the bot lane for that mid-game potential spike. So I do wish that we could see the itemization. Unfortunately, that will not be available for the time being, as throughout this whole game we can see, however, that the side of MEHEXA, as much as all these kills are going over on the side of Dukes, they still can somewhat catch up on that 2K goal deficit. And now It's a little bit of a battle dance from both teams. A little bit of farming in the jungle, and you can see Kraken being dropped out over onto the mid lane. And now, oh, looks like Mr. Kraken wants to swim over on the top lane instead. And this has been an interesting interaction. And now all these other members from the side of Dukes, they will get the mid lane turret and eventually get a lot more map control as compared to MEHEXA. Will they actually go in for a flank here? I don't think it's a really good option as Gintoki gets a catch over onto Shiki here, but Shiki will be able to run away. Satori opens up the ultimate, and that beautiful shield will keep one of the members from the side of Dukes alive, and all these shutdown coming in from the side of the ADC of Hexa as well, just working it so well from the side of Hexa. Can they just slam the rest of these members? But here goes the polymorph. But eventually, I wonder we'll get that final kill, and that's gonna be a 3-4-2 trade going in favor of Hexa. Now everything has been balanced up with 4 kills each side, but goal is still leaning over on the favor of Dukes with all that turret being destroyed. So I think that they just need to play passively and do the same thing if they could just camp it out and just wait for somebody to overextend and catch out some members from the side of Dukes once more. And that's going to be another Kirin being spawned out there, which will be really useful in battles here, especially over on the hands of Omelette Owen, because the Water Kirin decreases your enemy's defense every single time you basic attack. It will be able to stack, but of course there's a cap limit to that. And now looking at it to the side of Neo Gintoki. Gintoki just trying to bait off some of these members from the side of Dukes to engage over upon him. And Satori is just way too tanky for now, so it's not wise to actually get any engages done for the time being. But look at him, he's just camping out on that bush, just trying to spot out anyone who might be able to initiate around the Orochi, but instead Dukes have other plans in store. They will get the second Kraken here and trying to unleash 10% of that damage, as well as a heavy blow over on the bot lane turret here. Now that they seal the Kraken, they will be able to get the flag planted out. So where will it be planted? We will find out. Because the last time we saw it being spawned out, it was spawned over onto the Orochi pit. And instead of going to mid lane, it actually walked over onto the top lane instead. Now that, Gintoki might just get caught out here. Looks like the Satori will jump into the fight. Whoa, 3 members from the side gets knocked up in the air as Dukes gets a really beautiful flank with Itsumari getting a double kill. Looking for a triple. She will seal the triple kill. Not going for the quadra as there is the turret defending it. And that is a phenomenal execution coming from the side of Dukes, as Orochi will be the next thing in the eyes of Team Dukes. Now, Dukes, that's 2 tragedies in a row. And if they stay any longer, I think that the Kingyo can actually steal this away. Casey-chan dropping into 20% health. They're juggling both of them as Fly almost get caught out there. Can they steal it? Oh my goodness. And that was really, really close. And MEHEXA could have done a little bit more to actually secure that Orochi, but instead he wasted a little bit of time trying to kill Kisachin instead. So not exactly the wisest of choice, but it didn't really end well, and all that effort was somewhat put in vain. Now, this 3rd place match is really crucial, and this is not where teams will want to mess up. A lot of pressure and, of course, bragging rights at stake as Himei-chin get bursted down there coming from the mid laner there with Envemu. And now, looking into things of how things will go from this point onwards, there's, of course, the Demon Parade marching down. And Anand-Ra, I think Anand-Ra has been performing so well. Having the highest, well, not exactly the highest, the 2nd highest out of all of these kill potential here. She never dropped a single death at all. And of course, when we talk about gold, we of course have to mention the marksman from the side of Dukes as well with 6.9. And speaking of him, he just shuts down another turret as well as the bot lane. Oh, Kise-chan almost get caught out there, and looks like he will falter over in the hands of Fly. And Zero almost bursting down Miyuki as well. Amla Owen coming in from the back, and he will get a little bit of push coming from the side of Satori. Satori getting the kill in for the side of MEHEXA, and this is a really great hammer over onto the side of Dukes as 3 members falter in that team fight. Now, we see Omelet Owen alongside with Gintoki. They don't really have much objectives as well as Minute Waves. They only can perhaps get the top lane turret, but provided with no members defending it, it's quite a slim chance that they could secure it in one go. Perhaps they need to try 2 times before they could get all this stuff running for them. Now, looking at this once more, this is going to be pretty difficult, I would say. If we look into the river once more, this is going to be 20 seconds till the next Kraken comes up, or it might just be a Ryujin coming into play instead, because it's been 2 Krakens already. So 10 seconds and we will need to have a look at that. So this might be a really big fight coming in for this big buff being spawned up, and Shiki will be caught out in that crossfire there with Gintoki falling really low. The passive will keep her alive, but not for long as she overextends, getting a kill over on the hands of Yuko, and Yuko is not done yet. Kingyu gets a kill over onto Ichimoguren, but looks like it's Made will be able to assassinate not 1, not 2, but 3 members from the side of MEHEXA. This looks bleak, and looks like all their hopes are slowly beginning to falter from the side of MEHEXA here. Only a few minutes here, but they will be able to dish out enough damage for the time being. Himeji, look at that burst coming in from BBP, Kizichin, as well as Fly. And now, high ground is being exposed. Top lane is pushing as well as bot lane. What can MEHEXA do this time around? My oh my, this whole day of being casting alone, I do wish that there are some friends joining me over in the caster's desk here, but of course, they will get this Kraken still there over on the side of Dieux. This is 3 in a row. So this definitely is huge news for the side of MEHEXA to deal with, because from what it seems, I do think that they can drop it over on the top lane, but it won't be really efficient to actually pop it over the bot lane and then run over the top lane to do something here. Oh, Satori might just get caught up once more with Gintoki getting poked by Shiki for just a little bit, and that is a really high damage going over onto all 3 members of the side of Dukes. This might be the fight that they are looking for. Shiki getting burst down by the Chin. Chin is going to get a double kill out of this one, but instead, looks like Awando will pick up the 2nd kill, followed by another one coming in from Kubinashi. Now, Kubinashi will be able to chunk down this Orochi here, and MEHEXA desperately needs this one. Can they seal this one away? Miyuki getting focused down, but looks like MEHEXA finally seals the Orochi. That's 1 Orochi over on each side. So Demon Parade being spawned up there from both ends, with now the advantage given over on the side of Hexa. Golit still heading over on the side of Dukes, and I think that Dukes is sort of all over the place towards the late game here, because 15 minutes into play, most of your members are hitting the levels already, but looking at the Awandon, she's still at level 15 here, but that's not too big of a worry. If you look into some of these members from the side of Dukes, they're just sitting at level 16, so it's still quite even, I would say. As long as they stick together in team fights, all should be fine and dandy. Now, 4 members from the side of Dukes Still juggling from bottom wave to the mid lane here, trying to secure the mid lane turret from the side of MEHEXA. Hexa here, of course, with this wave, they will use it to full utility and just try to defend it all their best from the side of Dukes as well. Hanya being left alone, not sure if that's the best option available, because Hanya can always try to defend the bottom lane if she actually takes shift over onto the bot side. But Satoshi should be able to secure this one for the side of MEHEXA Alpha. Zen's now just hoping to get a catch over on some members here. Oh, Ibaraki. Oh, looks like this Itsumade is in trouble. Miyuki making a run for her life. Flash being blown, as well as the shields are not enough to keep her alive, with Satori getting that kill with Chin as well. That is just absolutely phenomenal as they go over on the killing spree. Now, just waiting for these minions to come in, and now look at the turret falling, just melted down like butter on a hot knife. And speaking of knives, they will try to chop down yet another turret, but there is only 1 minute left. Are they going to turn it around coming from Shiki? Shiki will now be focused down by the side of Neo Jintoki as they rush into the base. And now, will they end the game? Do they have enough though? But Neo Jintoki is being caught out there. All 5 members of MEHEXA now will be ace by the side of Deuce. Now that is what I call an overextension. They've got the turrets, they should just back away. They already got all that they can, and now they are turning the tides, and Dukes are just marching through the mid lane with all these members. They have 3 members versus 1. Can Awadon do anything about this, as this might be what it takes to nil the coffins of the side of MEHEXA? MEHEXA only having 1. Look at the damage coming out. She will be able to clear the minion waves. Looks like there's 1 more to deal with, but she will definitely buy enough time for the rest of them to be spawned, as Kisei-chin will eventually slaughter that Aonadon, as all these members won't be able to shut down the game as of yet. Really good sacrifice, and she tried her best to stall the game, and MEHEXA lives another day. Now that you can see that Zero wants to take that Thunder buff here, this will give him a little bit of a edge here when it comes to team fights, with the potential of a stun coming into play. So 9 more seconds. This will be the Rujin here, giving them a little bit of a second chance at life. Of course, I do think that they will pass this over onto Chin. So is this going to be a contest coming in from Dukes? Dukes is slowly coming in, but I don't think that that's enough time. So we'll see who will be the one picking up the buff. Nobody actually wanted it. Oh, that was unfortunate. Could be Nashi. If that was left alone and the rest of Team Dukes were there, they could have just stolen it off. So they're going to give it over onto the marksman now. They should be having full items pretty soon. So this is going to be a bloodfest coming in. 19 kills over on the side of Dukes, 13 over on the side of MEHEXA. And they will fight it out right now. This might be the one that determines everything for the side of Dukes, with all these members being melted down once more. But BBP will be shut down there by Zero as well as Awadon. And this is suddenly a 3 kills to 2 for the side of MEHEXA. And now Orochi is being spawned out as well. They already have the bottom wave pushing in. Will they have enough health to actually secure this? All dropping really low, but now yet another Orochi slain from the side of MEHEXA Alpha, giving them another hope. Look at that minion wave going on to that temple there. I'm not sure if that's a lot of damage, but they will be able to do something with this Demon Parade coming in. I'm surprised that the mid lane is still standing still, because all of this is actually favoring the side of MEHEXA for a little while. So we'll see what they can do with all of this for the time being. I think that Dukes kind of lost their momentum. They have an early game composition, but now it's the late game, and they did execute a lot of things right, but eventually they kind of lost their lead over onto some of these team fights because their positioning were a little bit inferior as compared to MEHEXA. MEHEXA still looking for a death rush, might just get somebody being caught up from the side of Dieux. Well, now they move over on the top lane. I think that they want to run it down. They want to remove every single turret, including the ones over on the Highland as well. Now, over in the second tier 2 turret, over the top lane, this is going to be really nasty if they lose every single one of it. There's still one more demon wave to deal with, and this is going to force a fight out of Dieux. Can Dieux do anything at all? Bottom lane being shoved in, mid lane as well. So this is going to be a sticky situation for the side of Dieux to deal with. And now Himichin leading the charge, just giving them a little bit of a morale boost coming from the side of Gintoki as well. So coming into this fight, I think that the side of Shiki will really need to hold the best as they can. Top lane coming in, just waiting for the Masters to escort some of these waves. And now it might be able to go in for a flank. So just taking it slow. This is the final wave of the demon buff over onto all of this. And now this might just be the perfect setup for MEHEXA to straight go in for the base, and they will be the third placing winners, MEHEXA.